Hazardous materials, HAZMAT, are ever present around us, from X-rays to flammable gases, corrosive agents, and even nuclear waste. Thankfully, the majority of hazardous items are safely transported to specialized storage and destruction facilities by brave hazmat drivers. Hey there, this is DOT Operating Authority. Today we will go over how to become a hazmat driver. This is a very well-paid job, which of course entitles huge responsibility. These haulers are responsible for making our lives a bit safer and are expected to maintain meticulous standards of practice when handling dangerous materials. Logistically speaking, a hazmat hauler is an experienced commercial driver who was trained in handling, delivering, and disposing a variety of toxic items. There are a few requirements to become certified. First of all, the successful applicant must be at least 21 years of age, provide proof of identification, supply proof of citizenship or legal residence, complete medical, eye exams or DOT medical card obtained by getting a physical check from an approved DOT medical examiner, have an active commercial driver's license, CDL Class A. Also, the applicant must pass a driving test at a DMV location or receive an endorsement from a DMV certified training center or employer. You also need to pass Transportation Security Administration, TSA, criminal background check. The background check will take up to 60 days. Furthermore, hazmat hauling firms require a high school diploma or GED as a standard of basic education necessary for the field. Plus, general first aid certification will give employers confidence in your ability to handle a possible accident. In the unlikely event of an accident, hazmat drivers are the first line of defense in reducing the risk to others. You can save lives and make a huge difference for the first responders when they arrive, if you are prepared. When you become a hauler of hazardous materials, you are required to file an annual registration statement with the U.S. Department of Transportation, along with paying the required fee in order to have Federal Hazmat Materials certification. You must register for a Federal Hazardous Materials certification if you offer transportation in commerce containing any of the following categories of hazardous materials. Number 1. A highway route-controlled quantity of Class 7 radioactive material, including enriched uranium, radioactive ores, isotopes, and some medical equipment or parts. Number 2. More than 1 liter or 1.06 quarts per package of a material extremely toxic by inhalation. That is, a poisonous material that meets the criteria for Hazard Zone A for gases or for liquids. Number 3. More than 25 kilograms or 55 pounds of Division 1.1, 1.2, or 1.3 explosive material in a motor vehicle, rail car, or freight container. Number 4. A shipment and other than a bulk packaging of 2,268 kilograms or 5,000 pounds gross weight or more of one class of hazardous materials, including hazardous wastes, for which placarding of a vehicle, rail car, or freight container is required for that class. Or, number 5, a hazardous material, including hazardous wastes, in a bulk packaging having a capacity greater than 13,248 liters, or 3,500 gallons for liquids or gases. For solids, there must be more than 13.24 cubic meters or 468 cubic feet of hazardous material. There are some exceptions. The requirements for farmers are a bit different. Transporting hazardous materials in direct support of farming operations are exempted from registration. A reminder, a valid legible copy of the carrier's hazardous materials transportation license must be carried in the vehicle. Failure to comply with domestic and international hazmat transport regulations can result in rejected shipments, as well as fines as high as $78,376 per day per violation. Also, carrier blacklisting may be imposed. California Hazardous Materials Transportation. Every state has its requirements for hazmat licensing. By California Hazardous Materials Transportation Law, companies that ship hazardous materials are required to ensure that their shipping operations meet all applicable domestic and international standards. The applicant must have a federal hazmat license before applying for a CA hazmat permit. CA hazmat certification is required for those who handle, move, or ship hazardous materials in California. This includes carriers in transportation and shipping, emergency rescue and firefighting, construction and mining, as well as waste treatment and disposal. Getting a license means you can transport any kind of hazardous material through California without a penalty. DOT Operating Authority is an agency who helps to obtain CA Hazardous Materials Transportation License for every motor carrier who transports the following in California: hazardous material shipments for which the display of placards is required per CVC Section 27903, unless specifically exempted, and hazardous material shipments that are more than 500 pounds transported for a fee, which would require placarding if shipped in greater amounts. A valid legible copy of the carrier's hazardous materials transportation license must be carried in the vehicle for CA Hazmat as well. Don't forget to call us if you need to apply for hazmat permits or have any questions regarding the procedures. DOT Operating Authority is looking forward to helping you. Also, click the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay on top of all industry news and updates. That's it for today. I'll see you next time.